Hello everyone, you're watching Palisades Today. I'm Juliette Lamar, and in the news this week, Palisades locals are nominated for Golden Globes, Critics' Choice, and SAG Awards. And Palisades Allegiance is hosting a meeting to talk about grief. Very important, so stay tuned. But first I want to tell you all about our sponsor. Santa Monica College, with more than 90 fields of study, is a leader among California's community colleges in transferring students. There's a seat for you at Santa Monica College, so find your classes today. Our top story, a local surfer, Beck Adler, you might know him, is an 18-year-old from Venice who's been taking on some big waves at Mavericks Beach in Northern California. We caught up with him for an interview to find out what it's like to catch that big wave. In this video, check it out.
So I started surfing when I was like 2 or 3. My dad was pushing me in the waves at Driftwood down in Venice. And that's pretty much where I learned. That's where I caught my first wave, and that's where I grew up surfing. I've been surfing Mavericks for like 3 years now. Going back to that day on the 8th, I caught a wave early, just like a nice fun one on the shoulder, and completed it, rode it to the channel. So that felt good. And then I was like, okay, I really want to get a bigger one. Yeah, that wave came in, and I was in the perfect spot. I was like, okay, here I go. And I whipped it, and I started paddling as hard as I can, and get to my feet and look down the face of this thing. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this wave is so much bigger than I thought. But I was like confident. I was like, I got this. And I airdropped like just a little bit and just disconnected from my board, and then it's just complete like chaos. You're just getting whipped around, limbs everywhere, like don't know where you are, don't know up or down. And I don't know how big it was. It's always hard to say. I would say it's probably like between 30-40 feet maybe. It felt pretty big. I was pretty scared of big waves when I was young. Didn't really have any desire to surf big waves. I always was like interested in them, but I was always scared too. And I started surfing with Eves Bright a bunch. He's been surfing Venice since he was a kid. So I started surfing with them a bunch, and they kind of showed me like, this is what you have to do if you want to get more comfortable in bigger waves. And so I just kind of listened to them and surfed with them on bigger days. And it's a hard thing to explain, because like when you're out there, you're so in your head, everything's telling you no, no, no. And then all of a sudden here comes this wave and something switches and you're like, oh, this is the one. And once you hit that switch and turn your spin around and go for the wave, there's really no turning back. What's next? Well, I definitely want to obviously be at Mavericks every swell again next winter, and then for sure Jaws. That's a huge goal of mine. Well, I just want to say thanks to everyone in Venice and at home for supporting me, and thanks to my parents for supporting me. And it feels good to come home and feel the love from everyone.
And now for what's happening in your neighborhood. Award season is upon us, and among the nominees for the Golden Globes, Critics' Choice Awards, and the SAG Awards are a few of our neighbors. Palisades Honorary Mayor Eugene Levy is no stranger to the awards. Last year, his series Schitt's Creek swept the Emmy Awards, and this year is shaping up to be just as memorable. Schitt's Creek has been nominated for several awards, and among them is Best Comedy Series at all 3 shows. The Best Comedic Actor is also up for nomination is Eugene Levy. Local legend Don Cheadle has also been nominated for Best Comedy Actor for his role in Black Monday. As for nominated films, Palisades residents Ben Affleck, Tom Hanks, and Anthony Hopkins have all been nominated for a Critics' Choice Award for Best Actor. Affleck for The Way Back, Hanks for News of the World, and Hopkins for The Father. Hopkins is also nominated for a Golden Globe Award and a SAG Award. As for the ladies, Kate Hudson and Michelle Pfeiffer are nominated for Best Actress at the Golden Globes, Hudson for her role in Music, and Pfeiffer for French Exit. Well, congratulations to all of you out there, and best of luck this award season. The Palisades Alliance for Seniors is hosting a Zoom meeting to talk about grief, something we can all relate to, on February 18th at 10:30 a.m. The meeting will be hosted by Dr. Joanne Wingarten, a psychologist and senior clinical coordinator of adult programs at Our House Grief Support Center in West Los Angeles. The meeting is free for everyone and will address the stages of grief and how to process through them. The meeting will last around an hour. If you are interested, you must sign up by emailing palisadesalliance@gmail.com, and a link will be sent to you in the morning. Palisades Alliance continues to host Monday morning meetings as well for community engagement. Well, that's all the news that we have for you today. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I'm Juliette Lamar, and you take care.